The hospital bed was cold. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead. Outside, Atlanta moved on, oblivious to the man dying inside. His body swollen, his kidneys failing, his lungs gasping for air that wouldn't come. Just days earlier, the world had mourned DMX. Now, another legend was slipping away. His name was Black Rob. You remember the song. You remember Whoa. But do you remember the man who made it? Do you know what happened after the music stopped? Because what the industry did to Black Rob isn't just tragic, it's criminal. And if you want to understand the dark side of hip-hop's golden era, you need to hear this story. If you love uncovering legends the world forgot, don't forget to like and subscribe to Legends Underrated. His name was Robert Ross, born June 8, 1968, in the heart of Harlem, but not the Harlem you see in movies. Spanish Harlem, where the streets spoke two languages and survival only one, where a kid with no father and an alcoholic mother learned early that love was a luxury he couldn't afford. His mother's boyfriend hated him. His own family saw him as wild, uncontrollable, a problem child nobody wanted to solve. So Robert Ross raised himself in group homes, in juvenile detention centers, on corners where the only warmth came from the friction of illegal deals and desperate schemes. He was smart, kept his grades up even when everything else fell apart. But intelligence doesn't buy new clothes. And when you're wearing the same outfit from last summer, when kids are laughing and pointing, when your shame becomes their entertainment, dropping out feels like dignity. So he dropped out and he picked pockets, snatched purses, robbed anyone who looked like they had what he needed, got locked up, got out, got locked up again. The cycle seemed endless. But Robert Ross had something the streets couldn't steal, a voice, a rhythm, a way with words that made even hardened hustlers stop and listen. He started calling himself Bacardi Rob after his favorite drink, the one that made the cold nights bearable. Joined a group called the Schizophrenics with his boys, Alto and Godzilla. They had talent, but no direction, dreams, but no discipline. When the group fell apart, Rob went solo, changed his name to Robio, kept spitting verses on any corner that would have him. He was in and out of jail, crossing paths with legends like Tragedy Gaddafi. But every time he got out, he came back with more hunger, more stories, more proof that he was meant for something bigger than the block. Then came the day that changed everything. A rap battle in the Bronx. Rob was flowing, destroying his opponent with metaphors sharper than the blade he used to carry. A guy named RP was watching, listening, believing. RP knew Puff Daddy from Howard University, and RP knew talent when he heard it. One introduction later, Rob was standing in front of Sean Combs himself. It was 1994. Bad Boy Records was just beginning to roar. Craig Mack had dropped Flavor in Your Ear, and the streets were on fire. Those McDonald's boxes with Biggie and Mac's faces on them. Genius marketing that turned rappers into fast food icons. Rob was there for all of it, watching, waiting, writing. Puff liked what he heard, signed him on the spot, changed his name to Black Rob, handed him a check that felt like salvation. $450,000 for 10 albums. To someone coming from nothing, it was everything. Rob's life flipped overnight. He was touring with Puff, writing in the studio, building relationships with artists who were about to explode. But here's where the curse begins. Because while Rob was ready, Bad Boy wasn't ready for him. First, Biggie blew up with Ready to Die and sold millions. Then came Total, then Faith Evans. Then the R&B group 112, named after the Atlanta club where Puff discovered them. Rob kept getting pushed back. He got features, remixes with 112, tracks with groups like Crew, verses that showed his skill, but no album. Not yet. Then Puff signed Mace, and the Lox changed their names, made them stars. Rob watched from the sidelines, his frustration growing, his patience thinning. Puff told him to wait. Be patient. Your time is coming. But when? March 9th, 1997 answered that question with a bullet. Biggie Smalls was murdered in Los Angeles. Rob was in a hotel room, high off ecstasy for the first time, when he got the news. The man he'd watched become a legend gone. Just like that, the whole label went into mourning. Puff told Rob he didn't want to do rap music anymore, wanted to focus on R&B. Rob's heart sank. He thought his dream was dead, but grief has a strange way of birthing creativity. Puff decided to make his own album No Way Out, a tribute to Biggie and a statement of survival. Rob helped write it, was featured on I Love You Baby. The album sold over 7 million copies. It was smart. It was calculated. It kept bad boy artists in rotation without actually releasing their solo projects. Then Mace dropped Harlem World and sold 5 million copies. Rob was on 24 Hours to Live with the Lox and DMX. The song was fire, but it wasn't his album. Then the Lox released Money, Power, Respect and went platinum. Still not his turn. The curse intensified. Craig Mack left Bad Boy in 1997. Biggie was murdered that same year. Mace quit the game in 1999 to become a pastor. The Lox left for Rough Riders. Bad Boy was bleeding talent. And Black Rob, he was still waiting, still writing, still believing that his moment would come. Then Puff signed Shine, dropped his second album, Forever. Rob wasn't even on it. By now, Rob was ready to walk away, told Puff to let him out of his contract. He'd do it on his own. That's when Bad Boy finally paid attention. Vice President Harv Pierre had a beat from producer Buck Wild. Wanted Rob to put something to. Rob thought the beat was average. Did the song just to get Pierre off his back. The word whoa was something he'd always said when he saw something ill. A beautiful woman, a nice car, anything that stopped him in his tracks. He put it in the song. Didn't think much of it. And here's the crazy part, that beat was offered to Jay-Z, Memphis Bleak, and Beanie Sigel first. They all passed. Stories like these are why I built Legends Underrated. If you want more untold tales, make sure you're subscribed. March 7th, 2000, Black Rob's debut album Life Story finally dropped. Debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200. Sold 170,000 copies in the first week. Went platinum. And, whoa, became one of the biggest hip-hop singles of the year. Triple platinum. Vibe Magazine's Single of the Year. The song tore through clubs like wildfire. The video Rob standing on an 18-wheeler truck became iconic. The remix had everyone: Lil, Cease, G, Depp, The Brat, Beanie Sigel, Petey Pablo, and more. For a brief shining moment, Black Rob saved Bad Boy Records, put them back on the map when they needed it most. The Source gave the album 4.5 mics. Songs like Can I Live with the Lox, Spanish Fly with Jennifer Lopez, Life Story with Cheryl, Pepsi, Riley. They weren't just tracks, they were confessions, autobiographical cinema in audio form. Rob had finally arrived. But the money? The money disappeared faster than it came. Child support ate through his earnings. He was wild with it, drinking Hennessy and Alizé every day, popping ecstasy pills, living like there was no tomorrow. And then the arrest started. May 2000. Just months after his album dropped, cops pulled him over and found a handgun and suspected ecstasy tablets in his car. 2001, he was featured on G, Depp's Let's Get It, and Diddy's Bad Boy for Life, still getting placements, still relevant. But behind the scenes, his life was unraveling. In 2004, Rob did a 6-month bid for failing to pay child support, got out, and immediately got arrested again, this time for grand larceny. Security cameras caught him going into a hotel room, stealing $6,000 in jewelry and $300 in cash. The victim said she was sleeping. Rob said he was desperate, said Bad Boy wasn't paying him. He pleaded guilty, got sentenced to 2 to 6 years, jumped bail, went on the run, released his second album, The Black Rob Report, in October 2005 while he was a fugitive. The album was solid, Ready was fire, but Rob couldn't promote it, couldn't tour, couldn't do interviews. It debuted at number 7 on the rap charts, but died quietly. In 2006, federal marshals found him in New Jersey, brought him back. The judge gave him 7 years. He served 4. And while he was locked up, something even more devastating happened. Rob got sick, kidneys failing from years of drinking and pills. He thought he still had health insurance. Bad Boy had covered him since he signed. But when his lawyer called the label, they were told the coverage had been canceled. Black Rob, the man who saved Bad Boy with Whoa, had been erased, removed from the website, his music pulled offline, his albums out of stores. Not one person from Bad Boy came to visit him during those 4 years. Not one. And here's the part that cuts deepest. Puff visited that same prison, but not for Rob, for Lil Wayne. Rob heard about it from other inmates. Imagine that. Rotting in a cell, kidney disease creeping through your body, and you find out your boss came to the building but walked past your fate like you never existed. May 2010, Rob got out. 4 years of a 7-year sentence. He left Bad Boy and signed with Duck Down Records, a label that still cared about lyricism. Released Game Tested Streets Approved in 2011. It hit number 44 on the R&B hip hop chart. But the momentum was gone. The industry had moved on. 2015 brought the first stroke, high blood pressure. One morning, Rob woke up and his face was twisted. His baby mama rushed him to the hospital. The doctor saved his life, but the damage was real. Rob said it took him a full year to rememorize all his lyrics, a year to rebuild what the stroke had stolen. He bounced back, released Genuine Article in 2015, started working on a reality show called Comeback Kings with Ed Lover, Treach, Mr. Cheeks, and others. For a moment, it looked like Rob might claw his way back, but his body had other plans. More strokes, 4 total over 5 years, kidney failure, diabetes. He was supposed to go to dialysis 3 times a week, but when you're homeless, when you don't have stable transportation, when you're just trying to survive day to day, medical appointments become luxuries. Rob stopped going. A man named Cal Dawson tried to help, booked him shows, gave him a place to stay sometimes. Friends like Goldmouth and Cricket opened their doors. But it wasn't enough. 2021 arrived like a storm. April 9th. DMX died from a cocaine-induced heart attack. The hip-hop world shattered. Rob, sick and swollen in an Atlanta hotel, recorded a tribute video. You could see the pain in his face, hear the exhaustion in his voice. DJ Self posted it. Days later, Self posted another video. Rob talking about his strokes, his dialysis struggles, his homelessness. The video went viral. Producer Mike Zombie and former Bad Boy artist Mark Curry set up a GoFundMe, trying to raise money for medical bills and housing. Puff reached out, paid for Rob's hotel room for 2 weeks. Jay-Z donated $20,000, but Rob needed more than money. He needed a miracle. Mark Curry went to check on him and found him on the floor. Rob said he couldn't move his legs. They tried to take him to the hospital, but Rob refused, scared of hospitals, tired of being poked and prodded. They took him to a juice bar instead, hoping vitamins and rest would help. Then Rob collapsed. They rushed him to Grady Memorial Hospital. His organs were shutting down, cardiac arrest, kidney failure. His body had endured too much for too long. April 17th, 2021. 8 days after DMX, Black Rob died. 52 years old. Puff paid for the funeral. Didn't show up. His manager, Cal Dawson, called him out publicly. Diddy should have come sooner, he said. Should have helped sooner. This twist shocked the world, and if you never want to miss stories like this, subscribe to Legends Underrated today. Money went missing. Accusations flew. People blamed each other for not doing enough. Mark Curry and Gene Deal did interviews trying to explain what happened. Rob's cousin Crystal went off on social media, furious at how people had abandoned him. Rob had been working on a book. Someone was making a documentary about his life. He had unreleased music collaborations with Michael Jackson, albums called Life Story Part 2 and Permanent Scars. A whole vault of work the world may never hear. He had tried to put on new artists, groups like Alumni, Gotham City. He had his own label, Boxing One Records, with his manager Jamal Mosley. He had plans. He had vision. But the industry doesn't care about plans. It cares about profit. And when you stop being profitable, you stop being visible. DMX died first, then Black Rob, then Shock G. 3 legends in a matter of weeks. All of them casualties of addiction, health neglect, and an industry that chews you up and spits you out the moment your chart numbers dip. Black Rob was 52 years old. 52. Not old, not done, just abandoned. His story isn't just about Bad Boy Records. It's about every label that treats artists like products. Every contract that's designed to enrich executives while leaving creators broke. Every time someone says, it's just business, when what they really mean is, your life doesn't matter anymore. But here's what they can't take. They can't take, whoa, they can't take life's story. They can't take the verses, the features, the moments when Black Rob reminded the world why Harlem breeds legends. They can't take the fact that he saved Bad Boy when it was drowning. They can't erase the impact he had on everyone who heard his voice and felt seen. Rob never blamed anyone. Even at the end, even when he had every right to be bitter, he said he was grateful. Grateful for the opportunity, grateful for the chance. That's the kind of man he was. And that's why his story needs to be told. Because Black Rob wasn't just a rapper. He wasn't just a one-hit wonder. He was a survivor who turned pain into poetry. A kid from Spanish Harlem who made it out just to get pulled back in by the same system that promised him freedom. Rest in peace, Black Rob. Robert Ross, the man who made us say, whoa, the man the industry forgot. the legend who deserved better.